it's been said that you and also Tim Bryson were being brought up to be dismissed or thought about being dismissed. Could you give us a little bit of backstory about what's going on, why these charges were brought up?
Sure. So what happened was there were a lot of recruitment violations, especially with the health and safety of potential new members.
Mm-hmm.
And so we put a pause on recruitment so that we get to the bottom of it and not put any potential new members in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
And the presidents obviously disapproved of the way we handled it. They didn't want to be held accountable for their actions, and because we held them accountable and brought to light the issues that we have in our Greek system, they want us out.
Right. So when you say that they were being held accountable, did you all have any evidence as to these health violations or anything?
Yeah, so we had evidence against 13 organizations, 13 of the 19 IFC fraternities. And so what we did was, for those 13 organizations, we put the pause on recruitment. It was delayed for 5 days, and we got to the bottom of it, and 5 of the organizations had substantial evidence of violations. Okay. And so they're going to hearings.
Okay, and after the hearings, what exactly is going to happen, and how do you fit into all of this? Because after the meeting, is there a meeting today, from what I understand, and then what happens at this meeting today?
So the meeting today is discussion about, it's sort of the debate period for Tim and my dismissal. Mm-hmm. And the vote actually does not take place until next Monday.
Okay.
So that's the status of that. We're going to try to hold the hearings this week so that I am able to preside over them.
Do you all feel like you are handling it correctly, or is there any room for improvement or anything?
I would say that if we were to do it again, there would be a few things we would do differently. But all in all, I think we made the right decision.
This stuff happened for you all to realize and understand that, or at least see that we're faulted in how we're handling business.
Looking back at it, maybe, I agree. Maybe we shouldn't have only suspended 13 of the 19. But going off best practices and what has already happened on our campus, there was just as much backlash from doing the same thing. So it's kind of a catch-22. You lose both ways. So we just tried to kind of move forward as best we could.
Correct. So charges was brought up, and essentially we had a conduct hearing to address the allegations brought upon me, the charges brought upon me as far as my impeachment process is concerned. It was a question and answer session in which questions were asked, and I answered the questions based on what I felt was best for the fraternity life community moving forward.
Council President and Fraternity Council VP of Conduct, the right to suspend the recruitment, the allegation of conduct violations. According to the Fraternity Council bylaws, organizations must be notified of their alleged conduct violations within 48 hours of the incident question. Following the conduct cases, and Bryson and Withrow unlawfully breached the authority granted them by the Fraternity Council Constitution and bylaws. After review of the 13 suspended fraternities, 6 were found not to be in violation.
The priorities we place on our members of our community, I think that the Constitution has been available to all groups over this whole period of time. And to not know, to use that excuse that I don't know, where to find it or where I can get it, I think is a self-handicapping type of a technique, not knowing the rules that she was supposed to be following.
So how are we even supposed to follow anything at all? None of us, the Fraternity Council, the Executive Board, or the rest of the Fraternity Council, the presidents, etc., are supposed to follow anything without the right document.
What I suggest you all do is get the official document from the Service Center and follow protocol.
We're not transparent. As a whole Fraternity Council board and the members that sit in this room in front of you guys, we are not transparent.
Unity amongst not only our executive board, but also the presidents that make up our Fraternity Council is very, very important. I think at the end of the day, Fraternity Council made the decision. As Dr. Pastides, President Pastides, echoed and said that he's pleased with the decision that was made and the decision we took moving forward to hard recruitment.
That we need to figure out in the short term with all of us sitting in this room, because my name in my fraternity as a president is the one that's being tarnished right now, or has been. It's not about the future president, it's not about a year or two, it's right now.
I think that's more of a personal decision of how you cope with that decision. I think the big thing was the media, knowing about what's going on within our community. But if we're being transparent, we also have to understand that the media, though someone leaked the email to the media, again, I'm unsure who, the people who have reached out, who have seen that email, have all reached out to myself as the past president and really offer ways, innovative ways and techniques to help better improve our community.
And we've all got our school obligations,
and there wasn't a time that all worked until that Saturday. So we blocked off our entire day to do these meetings, because that's when we were all free, and we wanted to get them all done, you know, within the same time frame.
I think they were. I think that at the end of the day, I think the fraternity spoke, and I think, you know, in any governing body, especially a democracy, the people are going to speak, and so the people spoke, and as of now, I'm no longer the president of Fraternity Council until there's a vote on next week.